of, I suppose it would be Chapter 2 of the Silverfang tribe, now renamed Silverfang Vengeance. Here is a recap on the rules. So the rules are very reminiscent of course, the Silverfang hunters. The really only difference is the money goal. Instead of 50,000 in a vault, it would be a wondrously impressive shrine to grief. If you're not exactly sure what's going on because you haven't seen the finale of Silverfang Hunters, you might be initially confused. But I do suggest that you go and follow up on that. Doesn't mean you won't enjoy this. This should be interesting at the very least. Alright, so let's get rolling. As we start here in the game scene... Oh, look at that. That doesn't look right, does it now? I'm actually missing I'm missing something in the sources. But yeah, alright, let's continue. We were supposed to have a little message to pop up as gameplay dialogue, and it didn't, and I'm just going to read it anyway. You awaken quite disoriented. Surrounded by sturdy walls and a locked door, you must have been captured. Memories slowly breach your mental fog, and you can vaguely remember grief and anguish as your fallen brother, Trek, died. Focusing back upon the room, you can hear crackles and hissing? There's shouting voices, but what they're saying is indiscernible through these thick stone walls. You must escape. Alright, how does it look? I hope it looks just about right. So here we go. There's seemingly nothing on this map, but, well, just little old Zero in a little prison cell. So, alright, here we go. My guess is... Oh, needs are pretty met right now. Oh! Something's going on. I don't know what's going on. But, let me try to do the old-fashioned bash my way out. There was some fire and explosions and hissing. Alright. Whoa! So clearly I was... Well, I was, ooh, dev mode, yes. Alright, let's turn that off. I was captured. These guys look to be some sort of pirate faction. Very much everything's on fire. And there's a handgun here. Let's see. Revolver Legendary, called Grief's Revolver. This weapon is engraved with an artwork of Robert Zero Liston standing as tall as a building, roaring in victory. 10 demons cower from the assault. A gorilla sits on the right of the main scene. The work seems to represent terrorism. This image tells the story of Zero's caravan defeating an enemy stronghold. Alright. Well, it's not pirate looting. Clearly, Grief, whoever he is, has left that for me. Alright, out to the world here. We seem to have a slightly, albeit very slightly different world than we did before. Clearly, Zero has been, well, Zero has been sort of abducted. But there is this sort of island called Steel Island over in the west. So let's go investigate. Hope I don't get hungry. Alright, so here we are. What's going on here? So this is some sort of Boreal Forest. Ooh, lots of elk. Definitely some ancient dangers. That is a big honkin' ancient danger. And yet another one. Oh. What's this? Alright, so there is a sculpture here called Grief's Gift. Let's get up to it and read it. People are already taking bets on how short or how soon I will die. Alright, so this piece shows Zero running towards Demon covered in guts. 5 raiders flee the area. This represents, again, the defeat of the caravan. Okay. Oh, this seems to be some sort of mausoleum, I suppose. Thank you, Cookie Bunny, for the Twitch sub. Alright, let's see what's going on here. This looks to be Trek, and this is Mech Serum. Oh, Trek's alive. I suppose I should put him in some sort of recovery position here. Who we got in here? Oh man, this is Chief. Unfortunately, Trek had to see Chief dead. I'm not sure Trek knew that Chief was dead. Chief still has his old peg leg, so it's not some sort of miracle. I mean, they're dead. They're very dead. Oh, who's this? This looks to be Leth. And Leth seems to be alive, again with a peg leg, just like he had before. And this must be Yanshui? Oh, it is. Zero seems to have fun playing with Yanshui's corpse before resurrecting her. Let's see. They all have res sickness. So it seems to me that the one real danger now, I would say, is that this statue here, this legendary statue, is going to dramatically increase my colony's value. So I really need to get ready for something terrible. The needs of these guys, their food needs are going to be dropping pretty quickly. So we're going to have to probably source some food and pronto. Taking a quick look around, I do see, well, I don't think a Timberwolf is probably a great first target, but the elk seems to be pretty far away. So we're going to go ahead, Zero. Oh, they're vomiting on themselves. Let's just make sure we have a big old claim here. So, the question was, same stats as the old version? Maybe. I mean, the thing is, they all suffered some traumatic event, so I'm not... it's yet to be seen if there isn't some sort of problem with them. Zero here is not currently allowed to construct, so we're going to allow that. Oh man, that is a room of vomit, that is for sure. A butcher spot. And hunting. So Zero, let's go pick an easy target. I really would hate to have this all end with a giant elk stampede. So let's check wildlife. There is muffalo, elk, hare. I'm probably going to go for the muffalo. They're awfully far. Now, one of the downfalls of the tribe is I probably was stretched myself too thin and had too large of a base for too few people. One of the problems is it's very challenging to add to this tribe, as you have to be a family member, and there's really no other allowable way to add people. So that's something we're going to have to keep in mind, which is to make sure that our base is as well defended and protected as we can have it. So while we're getting this muffalo, I guess I can queue up the butcher and queue up simple meals. I don't know if Zero... Cooking of 4, so pretty terrible. Alright, good. Let's see. Allow you to hunt. Set it up to be hunted. And finish it off. Nope, not allowed to cook either. Zero's gonna have to wear a lot of hats initially, I think. Alright. So this is a Boreal Forest. Taking a look around. There is... I now know why it's called Steel Island. There's an island of compacted steel in the middle. Definitely going to use that Oh, don't eat raw. Definitely going to use that as a way to protect ourselves. So I'm going to raise Zero's doctoring. Alright, he's probably quite hungry now. And he wants to rest. Alright, let's go ahead and set up resting inside. I'm not so keen on resting in a mausoleum, but I suppose that's where we have to be. Now the other issue is everyone else is very quickly starving, so I think what I'm going to need to do is go around the room and make sure that my siblings have food. So if we take a look at the relationships here, Grief is not amongst them. So whoever Grief was, you know, I really don't know. Just maybe a standard man in black, maybe someone that wanted some karma. Question was, difficulty is the same last scenario. Yeah, more or less it is. Fortunately, I have the value of hindsight and hopefully won't be making the same mistakes. So, resurrection sickness can last a very, very long time. So I have to wait this out. Unfortunately, all of the tasty, large herbivores seem to be in the corner of the map. Yep. Man, I just fed you all. They are quite hungry. Zero is definitely not getting very recuperative sleep on the floor. It's one of the problems with these little sleeping spots. Their rest effectiveness is pretty terrible. Alright, so let's get some food here. It's going to be very, very tough to feed everyone. And be productive. So I'm really just in crisis management mode here, as they have res sickness and are constantly vomiting. Oh, rice is definitely going to be helpful in this regard. As they're constantly vomiting, their food meters will drop. And it's going to be tough to keep them fed. Okay, now I'm going to put a temporary little stockpile just so that I can haul this rice. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. No, who's vomiting now? Chief? Okay, carrying all of the rice. Man, it is not easy to provide for everyone. As much as I'd like to stargaze, I think keeping them fed is a wee bit higher priority. So yeah, I could absolutely move into some of these ancient dangers, but the mech threat is very real and should be addressed. Going, let's call it half-cocked into the ancient danger could really prove to be pretty dangerous for me, I would say. Bedside nurse simulator, Jimmy mentions. Yeah, you're not wrong. Res sickness is very challenging to deal with. They will be down for quite some time. Fortunately, I have Grief's, I guess, revolver, if it is Grief's, in order to keep my somewhat protected. I don't know who my guardian is, but another beautiful thing is the flooring of this is all rough granite, which doesn't and can't get filthy. So that's been real helpful. Oh, Leth is on his feet. That's going to be real nice. So a question was asked about my tech level. Currently, my tech level seems to be reset. The knowledge of the tribe has been lost. All progress. I suppose most of that progress was with Yanshui, but as soon as Yanshui died, whatever knowledge she had about technology was lost. So we're sort of stuck teching back up. Really down to a square one. Now I'm sort of curious if you all want to take bets on who will get up next. It takes a lot to keep Leth down, so that doesn't surprise me. Leth, just a reminder, has some growing and plant cutting capabilities here. He's a brawler, or not so much a brawler, but really, I guess, yeah, brawler, technically. So what I'm going to do is chop a whole lot of wood. I don't really love having a very flammable base, but, yeah. We do what we can. So, the res serum has negative effects the longer people have been dead. I'm not exactly sure how long everyone's been dead. Zero was imprisoned. But how long I'm not really aware. Most of the negative effects should have already shown. But I suppose there could be latent ones. The next thing I'm probably going to want to do is a proper butcher table. And maybe a research bench. Both are mobile. My best constructor... We got 3 and 4. I guess Leth. Okay, so we're sort of eating without a table. It's funny because all of the res-sick people are just sort of laying there. So they are, I guess in a way, eating without a table, but they don't mind. Alright, so Leth is chopping trees down. I'm thinking I'm going to use the Steel Island for defensive purposes. So I'm going to get a bit of a bridge out there. Building a bridge is my first act. Oh, Chief is on his feet. Well, that's going to be very, very helpful. Alright, the Boreal Forest does provide plenty of wood, so let's use it. Let's hope Yanshui gets back up so she can start research. Now, the problem that I had with the last group still persists here, which is that no one is particularly good at mining. But we'll have to make do. Chief, your next act will be bedding, I would say. A question that I have for you guys, if you think... Oh, I don't even know how to make beds. Man, we got knocked into... Yeah. I'm not sure I want these constructed sarcophagi sitting around. It's probably bad karma to keep them erected like that. I'm just gonna break them down. Yanshui's back up. That's good. Chief is getting the research bench. So the first thing I'm probably gonna want is complex furniture for proper beds. Yeah, it'd be a very bad omen to keep those intact. So if I don't have complex... we really don't have an ability to sleep comfortably. But that's okay. I'm somehow not surprised that Trek is the last man. Alright, we have a meteorite of regular old granite. It's too bad I can't do anything about that thrumbo. And Trek is up. the gang is back together. So the question I guess I have is... How... Just sort of the layout of the village. I'm just sort of brainstorming how I want this all laid out. Now, at the moment, I now have a whole lot of granite blocks. So I am going to create... I guess this is like some sort of dining room. Or crafting room, maybe. So we'll put definitely a wooden door here. It's going to be not so strong against opening and closing the doors. The interaction spot for this is totally obstructed. Yan Shui will help clear that out. This is sort of a multi-use room. It doesn't, it's not going to do one thing necessarily. I just have to sort of figure out what it needs to be as we go. Looks like I'm going to be shy a little granite. See if there's some granite buildings nearby. There's slate and steel. I don't have stone cutting yet. Sandstone. No, there doesn't seem to be really... Oh, yep, there's a little bit of granite here. Couldn't hurt, right? Another thing I'm going to want to do quickly is a regular old crafting spot. And I don't care about the outdoor penalty. We're going to do 4 recurve bows and maybe a club. So 0, you're mining, but should you be? No, Leth should be. Making sure that everyone's useful. So it is early May, or early spring, I should say, not May. It's April, May. There is plenty of fertile soil, but not anything all that close to where I currently am. And I'd rather not relocate if I could help it. So I suppose what I'm going to do is just plant this area. And I'll plant it with rice. I need a crop that will grow quickly so that I get a yield sooner than later. Because we are down to basically no food. The next thing I'm going to do is change this, add temperature, and maybe a torch. Animals. Wildlife rather. Let's go ahead and free hunt Thrumbo. I think what I'm going to do is give Trek the gun that Zero has. He's going to be probably our best chance at getting food. So, for hunting, I'm just going to have Trek do it. Hope that Trek doesn't get into trouble over there. I would put my money on Trek. He already has annihilated that one. Butcher creature. So what I'm going to do is a little dump zone here of... I'll call it butcher. Preferred. Allow fresh corpses of animals. And that way Trek can haul this one back. So, you're right. The yield of rice is not as good as potatoes in regular soil. In fertile soil, of course, the yield numbers are different. Alright, so Chief is building 2 more walls. And there's yet more to deconstruct over there. So we'll have a properly granited house. For research, I think Yan Shui, I'm going to prioritize her. Although she's also a cook. So what we need is... No, this campfire's fine. Alright, raw food. I'm not even going to specify. This isn't a permanent sort of base. It's just a basic setup that keeps us protected. I'm going to make sure I remove everything. Get every last block that we can. Perfect. 29 blocks. Much better than the 4 or 8 or whatever we got last time. There's also some wild berries that we can grab. Alright, so this food is going to be preferred. We are also going to want to not eat on the floor anymore. So temporarily, I know this isn't a very big table, but it's going to have to be what we use. And then we're going to have some basic recreation as well. Get Chief working on that. Once this is all walled up, I think I'm going to have Chief ditch his armor too. We don't need him in this heavy, cumbersome armor. So if I'm having him ditch that, what I need to do is change the outfits. So, tribe member is going to include no plate armor. And then we'll do one more. Let's delete some of the other outfits. New outfit. Tribe Brawler, which will allow everything. So Leth here is a Tribe Brawler, a little bit different. Alright, Yan Shui, you are cooking simple meals. Let's get rid of this entirely. We don't need to use it anymore. Timberwolf is hunting Chief for food. Okay, the issue here is Trek is off in the middle of nowhere. Let's go with numbers here. Trek's coming back with some help. Fortunately, Chief already doesn't have a leg, so... any bites to the lower extremities. Alright, so now it's proper revenge time. It's too bad I didn't get those bows yet. I'm trying to pull the unarmored people off. Let's see. Just some scratches. Our rat bashes is turning into a wolf killer. Oh, he just killed it. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, you're right. Right when I take my plate armor off, I get jumped by a wolf. But, you know, these things happen. I'm okay. So I think what's most important is I get patched up quick. The sooner, the less likely I get infections. So I'm going to have everyone just camp down. Trek, you are... I think we have enough meat. So we can live and let live for the moment. So Zero already... Nope, Zero hasn't been patched up. Probably don't want Trek building anything, because Chief is better. But you can eat, dude. Feel free to eat. Alright, so who's not patched up? Yan Shui, you're doing a really bad job of healing your Resurrector. We got some visitors. Tribal visitors. Non-hostiles. Alright, let's hope that none of that gets infected. We have a battery slowly discharging here. I guess whoever Grief was, he knows how to make electronics. Guess I don't need that table. Hello, Dorba. Named after doorbells. Maybe. So taking a look at this whole world here, we have 8 raiders, and we're equidistant roughly between both other tribes. No, you don't get to make that one trek, sorry. Alright, taking a look. We're eating some raw berries. I really hope I don't get food poisoning off of that. Let's go with a big old wide bridge here. Trek, you can do that, right? Oh, Leth is switching plate armor. Zero's not very happy. I need someone to sell my slaves to. Although it just has to be my primary economy. It doesn't, not necessarily, I don't need to get the 50k anymore. Just a wondrously impressive shrine. But that's going to be pretty tough in its own right. Alright, so we're going to cook simple meals until we have, let's say, 5. Alright, so we have a little bit of, a teeny bit of the recreation items in here. Now, honestly, this area would be probably the best spot for a kitchen because it's self-cleaning. I'm going to have to do that later. Repurpose that area. It has a bunch of stony soil, which is not so great, not so fertile, but there's also some rough marble here. That'd be pretty good for a hospital. Now, at the moment, I don't know how to break down, or I don't know how to construct blocks or anything like that, so I'm going to have to research that. Yanshui is doing it now. That recurve bow I wanted. Let's build a copy of this. Alright, let's get these bows made. I'll feel a lot safer. I guess we only need 3 of them because we do have that revolver. Alright, left's fully healed. It's a very weird terrain, I gotta say. But I'm digging it. Okay, so one of the first bows we made was excellent. It's gonna be useful. We don't know how to make great bows, but excellent is good. We still do have that legendary wooden armor. Of course, it is pretty tattered. I'm going to have to start tailoring as well. So, fueled stove is probably going to be a better object to cook on than what we've got going on now. And then I might want to replace my butcher table to be steel as well. And we're digging out this little island here. Okay, so the recurve bows are done. I guess a club is better than nothing. So I'm going to make a club out of steel. Chief probably... Oh, no, he doesn't need rest just yet. Have I select... no, I haven't set any clothing restrictions yet. I don't want... I'd rather have them wear tattered than be naked, is sort of the thinking here. Okay, everyone's fully healed. So yeah, we do have some tattered apparel. I could make tribal wear on this crafting spot. Let's do it 4 times and try to get out of our tattered stuff. Let's make this with only... You know what? Yeah, okay, let's... No, I'm going to hold out for better clothing. Alright, making some food. I guess she's probably capable of making fine... Oh yeah, she's even capable of making lavish meals if she really wanted. Although we don't have the berries for that. So if we're cleaning rock rubble over here, that means this became a home zone. Auto home zones are quite annoying if you ask me. So this is a pretty good place to relax socially. Still pretty ugly though. I don't think my people like that spot. The next thing I need to think about is bedrooms, but I don't really want to make it out of wood. I don't like the super flammability of wooden bedrooms and whatnot. For everyone else, maybe not Yanshui, I'm going to enable mining. It looks like we have a lot of idle pawns, and I might as well just mine out this stupid island. Okay, I don't know why I got 2 messages that she leveled up in intellectual, but she must be really just that smart. Alright, so meat is going to rot away, but that's no surprise. We don't have refrigeration, nor will we ever. So until we have a good bit of vegetables, everything is reliant on pemmican as a preservative, which isn't great. I'm going to probably switch my butcher table and make a field stove and make a steel... I like steel objects, they're a little less flammable than wooden ones. And we'll get all that constructed. Should probably also... it's somewhat impressive and clean. I'll keep them sleeping there for now. Let's copy and paste. Alright, so instead of this campfire, we're going to do field stove. I think the butchery... I'll put it inside. Alright, Trek, I need you to deconstruct and reinstall. Silverfang Castle is what everyone's calling for. I hear ya. I'm all about that. I can get behind that. Okay, now that we have a fueled stove, let's do fine meals and then simple meals. Simple until 5, fine meals until 5. I think if I harvested some plants, and I should probably harvest some wild heelroot if I can too, but if I harvested some berries, we would be able to make better meals. So I'm going to be on the lookout for berries. In fact, if I can spot some, yeah, here's a little trick. Double click them, and you get to highlight a lot more. Okay, then what I'll do in the simple meals is not allow vegetarian or animal products, just use meat, and then the berries will only go to fine meals, meaning our quality of food is going to go up. Nightbot is... yeah, I obviously need to tweak Nightbot because he is being a bit of a Debbie Downer. is I think the nicest thing I can say about him. So we almost have the sort of castle, which is pretty cool. And then I just have to design a base that utilizes this sort of island castle to its finest. And in fact, I'm going to run another bridge out. Yeah, he's a very bad bot. Alright, granite. Complex furniture is done. Next up, stone cutting for sure. Now that I have complex furniture, I'll be able to make some beds. Get Chief on that right away. Make up for sleeping on the ground. He's going to primarily focus on making excellent or better ones. So let's hope that that's the case. Normal, good. There's another one. And good. Given his skill, this shouldn't be that tough. Another excellent. Meat's rotting in storage. That's fine. 2 more beds, buddy. It's usually excellent. Once I have a good enough constructor, is sort of the minimum that I aim for because of the benefit gap between good and excellent. But Chief here is taunting me with the... He's pretending to... There we go. Masterwork, even better. Taunting is over. Now, Masterwork, of course, is a big step above excellent as well. So 125 versus 114. That's a huge difference, but I don't want to spend all day trying to crank out Masterworks. They're not so easy. Alright, there's the last excellent one I need. I don't know who's going to get what. I could just add a dresser. Yeah, I'll just do 1 dresser. Make them all a little bit more comfortable. So the comfort here is almost 100%. Close enough. The island is fully mined out. Now I have to decide how I want to protect myself upon this island. That is the $10,000 question. I think what I need is proper stone cutting before I do anything like that. Lost Ones, thanks for the sub. Right, 0 is cutting some bushes. That means we should have fine meals. No, we don't have any meat. Butcher table. Alright, let's queue up some hunts. I'll get some elk leather clothing pretty soon. Now the concept here is something like this. So we're going to have traps. Oops, if I could click correctly. Of course this is very flammable, but traps running down that side, and then something like another wall. I guess the trap has to stop there. And then it won't be wooden doors, but doors to allow you to rearm it. And then more doors here. So the raiders go in and I go around. That's sort of the idea there. So I'm going to need a door here, door here, door there, I guess. But not in wood, in granite. And then, when I'm getting attacked, I can just rally to the island. There is no escape. It's not like I have pods or anything, so if I get overrun, I'm done. But that would offer pretty sizable protection. Is the shrine going to be in the castle? I don't think I can have a wondrously valuable shrine in the castle. It's just physically too small of a location. But what I can do is add more bridges and sort of have a pontoon designed colony, it would make me very vulnerable to fire, obviously, but I'm okay with that. So, looks like Yan Shui got the masterwork. Yeah, venison away. I don't know. What do you all think about sort of a watery base? Because, you know what? I'm going to go with a pretty radical design. That is what I've just decided now. I'm going to do something real weird. Because why not? My last design didn't work out that well. I'll get real weird with it. Okay, that's probably plenty of wildlife that we've murdered. And thanks for the bits, Jimmy. Waterworld. Yeah, radical, exactly. RHAD. Don't you botch. No, 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 no. Go harvest that one. And carry them all. Oh, nope. Don't consume. This is all going to become fine meals. It's good, good. One of the good things about berries is it does take kind of a while for it to decay. I haven't adjusted their diet to not allow berries. I should probably do it because berries do run a pretty high risk of food poisoning. More so than a lot of other food sources. Looks like there's a little silver down there. Another thing I should be on the lookout for is uranium because... Oh, here's some. No, that's marble. Oh, I really thought that was uranium. Because Leth really needs his cranium basher again, I think. Jace, yeah, once they're cooked, the chance goes down, but when you're eating raw berries, you do run a greater than zero risk of food poisoning. So here's some more granite. Soon I'll be able to just craft my own blocks, but until then I'll just rely on deconstruction. Ooh, that's a lot of berries. I'm just going to forbid that one berry. It's not worth going out for, I don't think. So the only issue with my map, or the design I'd like to add... No, there's no issue. I mean, there's sort of an issue. But it's going to be hard to farm. But that's probably the only problem. So what I'm going to do is actually forbid all of this for now, so that they don't just break down a few walls and then run the materials over. I want them to break everything down. There we go. And now they'll do it in bulk. So we almost have the ability to... cut stone. What's that noise? Oh, he's using the hoopstone. I wonder if that's like cornhole. I don't really know what hoopstone is. I think what I'm going to do right now is just uninstall these traps. I don't like how they keep standing on them. It makes me nervous. I get really bad deja vu from that. Nice. That was a very good use of eating a meal, Trek. I have a pretty decent dining room there, and he, what does he do? He grabs it, goes into the marsh, and eats it. Yeah, I suppose I don't need to farm. I could always hunt for my food. But no, I know of a way to farm it proper. So this base is going to require a ridiculous amount of wood. But I don't care. It will be a weird mega project, and you're probably not going to see bases like it very often, because it doesn't make any sense. Alright, so now that we have the stone cutting table, we'll make that from steel. I'm going to have to put that inside. In fact, let me just construct it there. So marble is beautiful and granite is strong, so I'm going to make marble and granite. I don't care who does it. Medical emergency. Ooh. That's really not healthy. Okay. I didn't realize that the heat wave was that serious. Let's go ahead and very quickly reconvene everyone. Chief is going to make passive coolers. Oh, he's about to pass out. Trek, you're only on initial. And then we'll rescue Zero. I'm going to keep them in there. Alright, so rescuing Zero is just going to involve cutting out a little bit here. So Trek, I think, has a jacket, which makes him a little bit more resistant. Yeah, this heat wave is hot. In fact, Chief is down. Alright. Y'all can do whatever you want. Just stay there. And there's a Mad Muffalo. Cool. So, checking your health. Chief is back on his feet. Zero's back on his feet. So, obviously my passive coolers have worked. And this Muffalo probably went mad from the heat. I don't blame it. Oh, Zero got a go frenzy. Heat stroke is almost gone. Cool. It's just about gone. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is piss the Muffalo off a little bit. No, I want you to spike trap. Alright, Muffalo. I'm not going to be stuck inside due to you. Nope, Zero. You're supposed to be over here. And Chief... Oh, the other bow's out there. Okay. Muffalo comes in. Muffalo does not go out. Close the door behind us. Chief, you will switch weapons with Zero. It is super hot. Oh my god, is it so hot. Soon I'll have complex clothing researched, and that will help out. So I'm just going to have to do, like, heat health checks. Heat stroke sucks. So my idea here is to live on the water. Like, on the water, if you know what I mean. And then the only way in is through this passageway. Or busting down a wall. Yeah, over 50 degrees Celsius here. Real healthy, guys. What, is no one allowed to craft? Alright, doing a quick health check. Yeah, I need to put a passive cooler in the bedroom, you're right. Let's go ahead and do that. Now, the sieges will affect this little island for sure, but other types of attacks should be less effective. Alright, putting a trap for me is not great. What's crazy is this is a Boreal Forest, so it's about the hottest the Boreal Forest has ever got. In fact, if I really wanted to, I could designate power to the cooler and cool this down, but it's at 63 degrees. I think the heat wave is breaking, because It's not quite as brutally hot as it was before. Now let's move this spike trap out of the way before someone trips it. And then we'll uninstall it. And forbid it. Alright, so all the traps are sitting where the traps will eventually need to be. So the idea here is this, I think, will be sort of kitchen area. And then we'll have like dining rooms, and everything is going to be only accessible through this bridge. I think it will look pretty cool in the end. This is going to be a steel door. Yes, this is powered by witchcraft, absolutely. Sure got that right. How's my rice coming along? Not ideal temperature. No surprise there. The only issue is that door. That would be a really ugly angle. So maybe I'll actually move this down one. That means one less trap, but that's okay. Wanderer joins. Zero's husband. Zero, your brawling husband is here. Okay, it's a family member, so, you know, yeah. So if we check social here, I guess in-laws aren't really a thing. All right, Mr. Liston. Welcome to the tribe. Okay, come on, Nightbot. You gotta stop being such a jerk. I wish I could very easily disable Nightbot as I record, but that's just not gonna be so easy. Chief, I want you doing this. It's still pretty hot, actually. Brawler has a ranged weapon. He came in with an auto pistol. I'm gonna forbid the meals, and then we'll get him a melee weapon. So I guess, yeah, Liston is family. Liston is Zero's husband. Hence the fact that we haven't thrown him out yet. He's gonna have a regular good bed, because I can't be bothered. Looks like nobody has tasks at the moment. What I'm gonna do is a stockpile. I'm just gonna stockpile wood here. This is pretty much where we're gonna use it. So, preferred for wood. Liston. Wow, that is quite the crazy name there. Very good brawler, too. Having two brawlers is going to be nice. In fact, assign Liston over to brawler. I don't... Oh, yeah, he's putting on the legendary wooden armor. Look out, guys. So he's incapable of dumb work, which means he won't haul or clean, but he is going to become a resident artist, I think. So, yes, Mr. Liston. What else? He can animal handle, but not as good. He can warden at... Yeah, he'll also be the warden. Let's go ahead and queue up all the other things much higher. The goal is, oh, there we go, thanks Jace, is a shrine to grief rather than money. But more or less, actually that even might be harder. So the heat wave's over. It's 90 degrees, still pretty hot, in my opinion. 90's pretty brutal still. So this is going to be the kitchen. And then we are going to have... I'm not going to have them interconnected. I'm going to have them with hallways and whatnot. Wood is going to be a major concern for this. But, yeah, let's... Do you think this is a big enough kitchen? Let me know if you indeed think it's big enough. If you don't, I'll have to make it a little bit larger. I'm going to go with a great big trim the forest. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good size, but what do I know? And then dining rooms and nice buildings are going to have marble instead of granite. Man, that is... I'm not exactly... Well, they probably want to share a bed, so that's another thing I have to think about, is a double bed for Liston and Zero. I think I'm going to nickname Liston, I'll call him Day. He's supposed to be a doctor, but I think if he's a medieval doctor and he has a medicine of 4, he's not so much a doctor as he is like a faith healer or something. Oh my god. Nightbot, stop. Alright, so Day here doesn't really have anything to do. Mr. Chief, let's work on a better bed. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Alright, so Zero's bed is going to be uninstalled. Day's bed is going to get destroyed. And we will get the excellent double bed installed, and everyone will have to live in a teeny little barracks happily or ever after. So that other bed can be a hospital or something. So although it doesn't look like I've done very much, I do have somewhat of a nice protective bunker already. Also, it appears as if we're about to get our rice. Yes, rice is coming soon. I'm not going to go very far for berries anymore. We'll just do the local harvest of berries. What is the wealth stat for bridges? Well, I'm not exactly sure. But if we look at wealth buildings, they add wealth. There's really no time frames here. They definitely are adding wealth, but I don't think an excessive amount. This is the dimensions of... Oh, no, we can make the kitchen a little bit bigger than that. Ooh, leveling up in plants. Yan Shui is just lumberjacking. I don't actually have any research. Let's get complex research going. Complex clothing, and then we'll have to find some uranium and get smithing. So we can smash and bash. So I think pretty soon we're going to have our typical raid. We're a little, maybe even overdue for it. And with that in mind, let's go ahead and crank out one more club. Clubs are pretty garbage compared to maces, but at least it's something. So we're going to have a lot of marble. That's actually, let's go ahead and get granite first. We have a lot of marble queued up. This food is going to spoil in 2 hours, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make just a whole lot of fine meals. So here's the club. Clubs don't benefit from a quality setting. Yes, Klein, I do see the clock. We are about 5 minutes over normally what I would do. I think I'm going to go up to 1:15. Just, oh boy, no, I don't. Oh, hold on. Remove roof. I don't want roofs on the lake. So I think what I'm going to need to do is bust open my my walls here a little bit to remove them. Alright, so the muffalo meat. Spoiled, but that's okay. Alright, Mr. Chief, let's see if this allows you to move those roofs. There we go. Good. I just don't like... I find it ugly. Personal preference and all, but I do find it pretty ugly. He's stargazing. Okay. And actually what I'm going to do is, this will make a lot more sense later, but I'm going to put doors in there like that. You could thank Randy for the longer episode, if you're wondering. So the next is going to be a dining room. Let's do a big old 9x9. It's going to be dining and recreation. That's a lot of wood, right? I did say that this is going to be including a lot of wood. But I think it will look pretty cool when it's fully insulated from... actually, let me blueprint that again. When it's fully insulated from the outside. Surrounded by marsh. Sort of a base on stilts. Alright, wildlife. One more muffalo. I might do 5x5. I mean, we have a pretty big lake here. But if you think 3x3 will cut it, I could always do that. As long as they're happy. As long as my little pawns are happy, that's all that really matters. Alright, so that muffalo's down. Yan Shui, yep. Let's get some cooking out of you. Simple meal is starting to rot. Oh, Day, you should probably not be cooking. There we go. Now, I just did throw down a whole lot of bridges. I can't say that my construction wealth has skyrocketed or anything. It really hasn't, so... I do think it's expensive, but I don't think it's unruly. Zero, with his Go inspiration, is cranking out some granite, which is great. Day doesn't know what to do, but he doesn't do dumb work, so that's always how he is. Day, yeah, he could practice mining. That's actually a pretty good idea. That's a very good idea. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So thank you for that idea. Let's get him just chopping away at random steel that's around the map. I can't believe how long just a building or two on the lake needs to be. But given that it's extra difficult, once I complete it, it will look extra cool. So the idea is to lay out our entire village around the perimeter of this deep water. And then my thinking is to, for a lot of the buildings that face this here, to have the ability to shoot in on this center. So I'll have the brawlers hang out in here, and then have all the shooters in these little windows around shooting in on everyone in the middle. I think that will be pretty functional. Pretty weird too. I don't usually make bases like that, but I don't know. Let me know what you think. All right, so here I'm probably gonna have a door, and maybe I can afford a bedroom here. Let's see. If we have a tunnel, and then what I need is 7x7. Yeah, it's gonna be tough to fit a 7x7 in there. It will. I don't want to hit the water. See, that's probably too close. Yeah, I'm actually surprised Randy hasn't thrown a raid at me. It might have something to do with the way the episode started, but I'm not sure. Randy doesn't share his machinations with me. He's more of the I'll let you know as I go. So this probably is just going to be... Day is really happy. Let's see what's making him happy. Oh, well, that's not exactly PG. So, if this is the kitchen and dining room... Oh, there's the 3x3. Maybe I'll put the 3x3 in the middle, like I had last time. Chief is enjoying his bridge building. And now he's making the table. Nice. Now that we have complex furniture, we're also going to be able to make dining room chairs as well. I'm going to turn this off for a gathering spot for now. Security. We'll add some sandbags there. We are closing in on being able to do complex clothing, which is good. Then we'll be able to get a tailoring bench up and running. Huskies join. Oh, this is reminiscent. Genders. Male, male, male. All male. Good. Okay, great. Thank you. Animal handling will now need to be a thing I need to do. So Leth gonna get it prioritized. For all the people that are being, let's call it basically abused by the bot here, I do plan on figuring out why this bot is so angry and fixing him from being this angry. This is one really angry bot. Here's another granite construction. So we'll get that broken down. Leth is trying to train Swizzle. I'll name these animals probably next episode. Oh, we're already getting some obedience done, which is good. This moderator is going bonkers. Wow. It's almost funny, but it's not. So, actually, what made him happy, I think, was done in the light of day of all the siblings. Yeah. I think that's, I wish I didn't know that. Things I wish I didn't know for 100. I'm not certain. I didn't watch, but I have a feeling that that's exactly what happened. And a feeling is exactly what everyone saw happen. So we're hunting a few more animals. Research is done. Smithing. Smithing, definitely smithing. Has to be smithing. So Leth is getting obedience training done productively. We probably don't need these passive coolers being refueled anymore. Trek is leveling up and shooting. And Day in mining. I think Zero here, I'm going to have you get off of mining and prioritize hauling and cleaning. He has a go inspiration, so that's really where it should be. But guys, I'm actually coming up on my time. So, here's the thing. If you have feedback for me, I would love to know it. Feedback about the stream, about Twitch, about Nightbot. In fact, I'll try to disable Nightbot so you can say what you truly think about Nightbot in just a minute here. And yeah, for all the people that have subbed and given bits and everything in this episode, I really truly appreciate it. And I will be here sticking around a little bit longer to chat with all of you that are here live. Thank you all for watching. Catch you all later. Adios.